Hello?
What's up, faggot?
Who is this? Who is this?
Mom.
My mom? I don't talk to my mom anymore. Who are you? Why do you keep calling my phone and saying the same things to me?
Why not?
Because it's called inappropriate. It's harassing, and people don't usually like that.
Inappropriate. Inappropriate.
People don't like it. People don't like that. So why are you doing it?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
You're calling my phone constantly, calling me names, and then hanging up.
Calling you names and then hanging up. What name is that calling you?
You called me a faggot less than a minute and a half ago. Hello? I thought you were smart, you were intelligent. I thought white guys like you were really smart and you guys always had the right answer.
Whoa, what are you talking about? How do you know that you think I'm white?
Your voice.
No, John. Listen, John.
Your voice speaks volumes.
I identify as a black man.
I thought white... So now you're a liar? Your voice speaks volumes.
Who's a liar? What are you talking about?
You're a liar. Your voice speaks volumes. Volumes.
Value. And what is that? What does it speak to?
It speaks to your background, where you come from, where you grew up. Clearly you're educated.
Where is my background? Where did I grow up? Where did I grow up?
I can't, America's a large place. I mean, I can't pinpoint exactly, but I'm certain you grew up somewhere in America. You're Caucasian, and you speak like you're educated, but you're using...
How do you know I'm Caucasian or not? How do you know that? How do you know if I'm Caucasian or not?
Everybody for the rest of history will know that you're a very Caucasian person by your voice.
Oh, you don't know that. You're assuming, John. You're assuming. That's racist. It's racist.
So you're telling me no one can determine the background of a person by listening to their voice?
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's a lie. So you're proving yourself to be a liar. You've lied to me twice now. So what's your name, man?
I did.
I'm
sorry, John.
What's your name?
John. Me and you need to get on the same page because we need to hunt down people that are in the gay community stalking us. What do you say? You want to team up?
Why would you hunt down somebody who's doing something you don't like, but you yourself, you're also doing the same thing you don't like other people to do?
What?
You're doing the same thing you would hunt somebody down for.
John. Hey, John, listen. I got a question for you. So, do you still contact the women that you raped in 2011 at UW La Crosse? Do you still do that?
Who told you I ever did?
Okay, the internet did.
The internet told you I continue to contact the victims of the case I was involved in 2010, 2011? Well, the internet lied to you, or you're lying to me. Whichever one. Either way, you're lying again.
Again, yeah. Right. John, are you schizophrenic?
Are you a doctor?
Kind of.
You are? Do you have any technological background?
Yes.
You do? So you should be able to, from what I've said on the internet, you should be able to answer your own question.
So you believe that...
It's not about what I believe. The question is, what do you believe?
What I believe?
Yeah.
I believe that you're crazy.
Okay.
And I believe that you're dangerous.
Yeah. I'm ignorant. So you haven't taken you don't have a doctor, you don't have any medical background or technological background that would give you a different conclusion?
Oh no, I've got all that. And I'm watching all your stuff, man, and I'm a little concerned. I mean, you're not gonna go and kill anybody, are you?
What makes you think? What makes you think it's appropriate to call me and about videos I've placed on the internet? What told you that was appropriate?
John.
I'm just asking you a question. Who told you that was appropriate? Well, you want me to answer your questions, but you won't answer mine. I mean, that's not fair.
John, you're not making any sense, dude.
So, well, let's start over. Let's start over. I'm sorry for not making any sense. Why do you think it's appropriate to call someone that about videos they placed on the internet?
No, I'm not doing that.
So you have a cognitive difficulty answering that question? Or are you just a harasser? You're just someone who harasses people. Yeah, that's who you are. You have a cognitive difficulty answering my questions, and you're a harasser. You harass people. That's you.
You harass?
Because I'm telling, harass people.
Is that a word?
You are a harasser. You harass people. You harass people.
Definitely don't harass people.
Yes, you are. You're doing it right now. And you can't answer my question about the logic of calling someone whose videos you've seen on the internet without what is that? What is that? Without a purpose. So that was the stalking gay guy protecting the gay community from me telling. Well, trying to scare me out of telling that someone placed implants in my body. And they used it the entire time that they're using the implants exactly the way I've described on the internet. The guy called me exactly when I got home, which is a sign of stalking. This phone call took place, 8 minutes ago. And 8 minutes ago, I was walking down those steps on my way home. So they're using implants. Some dude is using implants to stalk me as I arrive home and to get me to scare me, terrify somebody into not telling. Because everyone knows that if you get phone calls from strangers that you've asked to stop calling you, it's a terrifying experience, especially one who is non-logical, illogical, non-logical. I think non-logical is the word, or illogical. But I think that's the purpose. I think someone is sending me a message, and they're using a stranger to get me to stop posting videos about implants, putting implants in people's bodies, technology, using implants to electrocute people's ears, using implants to electrocute their genitals, using implants to play with their anus, using implants to destroy their cognition, using implants to interfere with their lives to get them to have sex with whoever you want them to have sex with. That there is purpose in it. There is a purpose that these people put implants. It wasn't just to entertain themselves or for the national security sake of the nation, to make sure America continues to exist. That wasn't why they placed implants in people. It was the gay community or somebody who had ill and bad intentions in the long term for the people they placed the implants in. So the bad intentions over a long period of time was for people in the area. This dude's calling me back. It's the same dude. So like I was saying, if somebody used implants to tell me that, show the phone to the camera. They just use implants to tell me, show the phone to the camera. When I have a problem, I struggle with finding a solution because someone is interfering, using implants to interfere with my memory. And usually in your memory is a quick answer to all your problems. And the other aspect of your mind that solves your problem is the front part of your brain, where you make a logical decision in the moment, but you need your memory to make logical decisions. And if you stop them from remembering what to do, they just don't do anything. So that's the form of terrorism I'm dealing with, because I'm telling that somebody put implants in my body. And someone is trying to scare me into not telling. And they're using like implants and stalking and harassment and sexual harassment to get me to be motivated or to accuse. I'm sorry, they just told me, I guess for years, we've used the gay community to be an excuse to kill you. You complain about technology. I mean, the gay community now has a rationale to attack you. But if I had only complained about implants, there's very few people in existence who would rationally be able to attack me. So now, I guess the whole time they were telling me to have sex with gay people using implants for that purpose, to have an excuse to commit murder. Well, logically commit murder and justify it to the public. So if I was just telling people about implants, there'd be no justification for murder on the internet. Well, from my internet videos. But I chose to be honest. I chose to elaborate on what these people were saying to me in my ears, and why, and electrocuting my genitals and playing with my anus, and for what purpose. So the gay community has built a culture around implants to encourage their members to stay or join the gay community, be in the gay community. So like everything the implants can do is pleasure, erase your memories, mess with your cognition, grow your genitals, play with your ears. All of these things are sexual habits that support the gay community. They don't want to remember the things they do. They don't want to think about the things they do when they're having sex or who they're having sex with, because sometimes they don't want to have sex with that person. And if you can erase their memories or erase their cognition while they're having sex, they don't really recognize who they're having sex with anymore. So the terrorism I'm talking about is domestic. It's to get me to stop telling, but I cognitively think about this constantly. I mean, I think about this constantly. These people are constantly talking to me, and I constantly reconsider every single thing they say because they put it on repeat. They put things on repeat, so I'm constantly reconsidering everything they say, but never in a new direction, but to add valid points to the things that I've already argued, I constantly reconsider the things they say. So they can flash images of themselves in front of your eyes as well. So I think this I'm sorry, they just made me lose track of what I was going to say, but my basic point is, they use implants to torture you. They use implants to play with your genitals. They use implants to play with your anus. They can wake you up from sleep. They can make you fall asleep. They can make you feel tired when you wake up. They can make you feel tired before you go to sleep. And they can play with it it's like a torture device, making somebody fall asleep when they don't want to, making somebody wake up when they don't want to. It's a torture tactic. And you use implants. I don't know where it is, but there's an implant in my body that you can use to do everything I just told you. It's not supposed to be there. And they just reminded me, talk about the gay community, and they just said this. Talk about the gay community and how this technology was built for them, or fits their culture. It does. It does. It has no. If it was for the nation, the security of the nation, you don't need anything to do with their genitals. You don't need anything to do with the anus. You don't need anything to do with their ears, their minds, anything of that nature. You can ask people to place the implants in them, but somebody did it without asking, and that shows a sign of inconsideration to privacy, truthfulness, long-term truthfulness, and all other sorts of positive aspects of good civilizations that we rely on to continue to exist. So these people did something that would lead to individual discomforts, individual problems, and essentially over time, large-scale cross-country issues that no one can really get a good look at, because the instrument is beneath the surface of the skin of the people who are having problems. And those problems are numerous because there are numerous people with implants across the nation. So now you have a larger problem. You're adding weight. You're adding weight to the problem by forcing people to do things they don't want to do, or torturing people without doing horrible things to people, without asking their permission. I mean, to achieve your purpose, which your goal is to get people to have sex with people you want them to have sex with, or get people to do things you want them to do. That's what you want. You want people to do things for you that they don't want to do. So, or your culture is built around saying that men don't exist. So if men don't exist, heterosexual men don't exist, how can you prove it if everyone can say no and there's nothing more you can do? You put an implant in that person's body, and then you can torture them, you can rape them, you can do anything you want to them, and everyone's going to accuse them of mental health issues. That's how you can hurt somebody and get away with it. And I'm not intelligent. I'm not that smart. I didn't come to Earth knowing how to torture somebody and get away with it, because anything I do, everything in history that I've done, as someone is told, I usually get in trouble right away. So I'm not too thoughtful. If you consider my history, my intelligence level, people would normally say a guy like me is not smart enough to commit a crime and get away with it. I would get caught. But I am smart enough to tell you what happened to me. I'm smart enough to do that. I'm smart enough to tell you that there's an implant in my body that someone's been using to torture me. A large group of people working together because they think there's a cultural value and proving that somebody else is gay. They think straight men are homosexuals. And these dudes, these really, really gay dudes are strongly adamant that they can punk a man into having sex with another man. They think they're the dominant males. If you have sex with men, that makes you dominant. And so these dudes who believe so strongly that they're dominant, more dominant than straight men, decided to work together to come up with a solution to prove that they are dominant. But they cheated. They eventually needed to cheat. Because in reality, they are only men who have sex with other men, but no greater than any other man on earth.
So they started to cheat. They put an implant in infants so that one day they would prove that even the infant that spoke out that he was heterosexual could be turned into a homosexual. And you torture that person into proving your point. But no one believes them. All you know is that somebody showed up having sex with gay men. But no one believes that this person was actually being tortured with implants. They're beneath the surface. I chose to tell. I'm choosing to tell. And I'm not going to be scared of anybody who terrorizes me because I am telling. So the police officers or anybody else in plain view of me, in plain view of you or me, who tells you that the things I'm saying are not true, they are lying to you. It doesn't take too much logic to conclude the story I've said is hard to comprehend. Well, for anyone like me to develop. It is a sophisticated. It is a very sophisticated and intelligent means to achieve a goal. And I'm not smart enough to develop this incredible way to get out of trouble, commit a crime, and never get caught by myself. So if an officer or somebody, they just nodded, somebody pretended like they were listening to me, flashed an image that they were listening to me, and then nodded their head like I just said something correctly. So that's the type of that they're belittling me. Not belittling me, but they're acting like I said something that really changed their opinions. Their opinions were already, I know. It doesn't matter what I said. They already know that they're using technology to torture me. So the point, the technology, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to think. I usually have no troubles speaking. But people know how to psychologically harass somebody. So these individuals want me to be violent. They need me to be a terrorist. They need me to be, because the story I'm telling sounds like would disappear or lose gravity if I turn out to be a violent person, right? But instead, I'm choosing to tell. So now it looks like my story has value. And I'm not being dishonest. I'm being honest. And I'm not looking for attention. I've been telling the same story for years. And no violent action has resulted from the usual popular news headlines we see when people tell things that individuals immediately call lies, over time turn out to be violent. But the question is, the problem is with me, I'm continuing to tell the same story and I'm not turning out violent, but I've been called a liar. So the conclusion hasn't, their expectations haven't been met. The normal expectations for guys like me hasn't been met in the news because, hasn't been met because I refuse to be violent. That's not who I am, and my intentions aren't to create lies and then attack people. My intentions are to tell the truth and wait until until someone decides to admit to the things that they did. So, or these videos are going to rest wherever they rest for however long they can rest there and never be hurt. Well, there won't be justice. So I have to live with implants. So that's how I live. That's how I decided to live. I chose not to live with implants. I continue to tell. I will continue to tell as often as I choose to. But the implants aren't for the videos will just keep getting posted and unanswered. I guess the police officers will keep walking past me like they don't see a guy wearing earmuffs and they have no idea who is the person who keeps showing up places with earmuffs. I guess that's the response from the local police departments, the CIA, the FBI. I'm certain at some point the FBI, local FBI here in Milwaukee, is an hour and a half away. they are acknowledged. They would acknowledge the videos I've posted. No one is going to be me and not be noticed by the FBI or the CIA or any government agency tasked with watching the incredulous, outrageous stories on the internet, or seemingly outrageous stories. So whoever is watching me, they are fondly aware of the fact that I'm telling the truth and ignoring it. And they keep telling me we have to wait until the right moment to tell the public that there is technology in your body. And in the meantime, anything could happen because you continue to tell the public about the technology in your body. So these people who separate from our control, out of our control, which I don't believe, really hate the idea that you're telling. They don't want you to tell at all. And if you would wait to tell, then nothing bad will happen to you. I don't believe them. I believe if I don't tell, nothing will ever happen. So these people are trying to get me from stop telling, don't tell anything, and have sex with gay people so that they don't have to admit that there is implants in my body and they use them to torture me to have sex with gay people. And all these people driving around like they're oblivious. There's a guy wearing cardboard glasses everywhere he goes, or earmuffs everywhere he goes, or claiming that there's technology in his body. There's no way in the world this city has witnessed somebody with earmuffs everywhere they go, who's also a sex offender, who also talks about implants, who also talks about all these insane, these thoughtful ideas on Twitter about physics. They're clueless to his identity. I've existed in public for the last 5 years, for a long time. And there's no question this city speaks about the things they see. They gossip. So they resorted to gossip. Apparently, I learned a while ago that it's gossip that they've resorted to. Instead of speaking in public, they resorted to gossip. But gossip turns into harassment very quickly. And without official help, or without the adults in our society doing what they're supposed to do and protecting people from these implants, or acknowledging that there is a danger, someone committed a serious crime, then then those people are going to continue to be hurt without recourse, without ever getting justice. So I choose to continue to tell. I refuse to not tell. I'm going to probably die because I continue to tell. That's more than likely what's going to happen. But I choose to tell. I choose to fight. I choose to do what I can to help as many, myself, and possibly anybody in the future who suffers the same, suffers from the same choice to be free, to not agree with gay culture, to not believe that they have to have sex with gay people in order to exist in American society. So that's what I believe, and I'm going to keep telling. And Todd Hall is not as valuable as the gay community has promoted this man. He is not that valuable. He just was talking to me, and now he's celebrating. He's celebrating that I just mentioned his name. His motive was to get me to have sex with gay people so that he could parade me around the nation as he ran for the White House as a gay person in public or a gay person in private, whichever one he could work out for me. Now, since I've waited so long to have sex with gay people, they're telling me that I'd have to be publicly gay. I couldn't be in public and not obviously be dressed up as a gay person. I guess they want me to have like an invisible leash. The leash is an implant. An implant in my body is the new leash on people. So you put an implant in their body, you control it like you control a dog. And that's Todd Hall. He was supposed to be the person who held the leash with using implants. Third party. A third party would be controlling the implants, but it'd be under his imagination, under Todd Hall's imagination of events. So that's how you torture and rape people. But I'm telling, and I'm going to keep telling, until somebody takes these implants out.